Hello and a very warm welcome to a special episode of Kyndryl and ETCIO's GenAI Advantage, where we will be diving into how technology is in fact transforming businesses and simplifying the most complex challenges facing today's top executives. So from managing data and AI to co-creating innovation, we'll explore how exactly Kyndryl is enabling the future of enterprises. Today we have two incredible experts joining us. Jayakrishnan Gopalan, who is a true quantum student as well as enterprise architect at Kyndryl India. And Payal Banerjee, Director of Managed Services for Data and AI at Kyndryl India. So let's uncover how they're helping the C-suite to navigate innovation and IT complexity with ease. So Jay, Payal, thank you so much for joining us today. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
You. So, just at the kickstart, both of you can help us understand a little bit about the challenges that C-suite executives face, because surely between the CIOs, the CEOs, there's so much on the executives' plates, right? You've got to take a look at all kinds of innovation, technology, the role that AI plays. So what are really some of the challenges and how do you see the C-suite executives managing it?
So most organizations have realized the value of data engineering, AI/ML implementation, and the impact it has on revenue, on customer satisfaction, on business agility. Organizations are now trying to adopt AI at scale to get data-driven insight and stay competitive, right? However, it also brings concerns around data accuracy, data privacy, data stuck in silos, data observability, uncontrolled cost, and return of investments among the top execs.
Sure. So some of the big challenges, Jay?
The best part is, as we focus specifically on data per se, if you bubble up, the fact is this is not a CIO world anymore. There is a chief business officer, there's a chief risk officer, there's a CPO, then a CRO, a CISO. Everybody's not kind of contributing to it, and everybody's saying this is my piece of the data.
Sure.
And all of those data has to come together to the problem being required to be solved from the customer side, which is the business problems. And for that, we need the right set of data,
Yes.
and aggregating the data,
Yes.
and the use case that actually are relevant to the customers of the customers. That's where the CXOs are focusing right now.
Okay, wonderful. We're going to come back to you on the use cases. But before that, Payal, can you tell us what are some of the steps that Kyndryl is taking when it really comes to helping businesses tackle all these complexities, especially when it comes to AI and data?
So our client-first approach, where we meet the customers where they are in their maturity curve, and we use the best fit technology to modernize our clients' mission-critical systems and bring business value. So our technology differentiators, be it our cloud-native operating framework, our end-to-end data management solution, our unified data observability solution, our scalable AI/ML solutions, our LLM Ops framework, which is to jumpstart your generative AI adoption, are all built keeping the customer challenges in mind.
Sure, absolutely.
And to add to what Pilot just put in the right real-world perspective, let's say a customer of our banking system, to give you an example, is in front of a petrol dispensing terminal, and they are making a QR code scan, and they're actually trying to make a payment. The observability platform will ensure that that transaction, which is the QR code being captured at the petrol bunk, all the way hits back to the customer's bank account and goes back to the NPCI and confirms the transaction being made and sends the money to the merchant's bank account. This entire life cycle is what is captured in the observability platform.
Right.
It's a 6-7 layers of transactions and applications in focus. And it goes beyond the current trend of application performance mountains, which we call the APMs. Sure. So that's the value add and differentiator Kyndryl is bringing onto the table.
Wonderful. So keeping this in mind, Jay and Payal, you too, are there any examples you can share of specific companies or any case studies where Kyndryl has stepped in and really helped organizations deal with their IT complexity, but also take forward the innovation and the creativity in the whole process?
So I'd like to mention about one solution which we have recently deployed. So Kyndryl recently helped a large logistics solution provider in Asia Pacific to speed up their customer success rate, right? So for logistics, ability to respond to customer query is top priority, right? And because of complex data sets and data lying in various places and numerous backend systems, the time to respond to customer was much more. So we developed a prototype, a customer assistant prototype on GCP, which helped to reduce the customer response time from hours to minutes, right? And it definitely decreased the dependency of the customer support team on IT staff and, of course, operational efficiency.
Sure, fantastic. Thank you for that, Jay. Would you like to share?
I want to add something closer to India per se, from an India use case standpoint. We have a co-creation that we've done with one of the largest innovation hubs in India, specifically in the banking space. The problem statement was quite simple. How does a farmer get a loan which they apply for?
Yes.
The current trend in times, it takes from 4 weeks to 8 weeks to get the loan sanctioned and approved. We co-created, invested on a platform along with one of the innovation hubs based out of Bangalore for the larger Indian banking system. And we brought down the entire delivery of an application from a processing to verification to the disbursement part of it to 4 minutes.
Wow.
And this actually was
from 4 weeks to 4 minutes.
6-8 weeks average to 4 minutes.
Fantastic.
And this was actually proven by the Sherpa of G20, where they actually took a farmer and then on the G20 conference, used the Innovation Hub booth, started the application process, and gave them the loan amount in the bank account of the farmer in 4 minutes flat.
Wow.
So a lot of complexities over there. The reason because the key part of the farmer ecosystem is land record system, what crops they develop. How do you bring that data into the format of within that real time of 3 to 4 minutes to process it, validate it, get the banks to put a scoring and then give the disbursement of it? Quite challenging, and we learned a lot out of it.
Very challenging. So to that point, Jay, we're obviously talking about complexities in this specific case study, but surely companies do face a certain set of IT complexities that you're quite used to seeing, that you're quite used to helping them with, especially so that they can solve these issues and focus on the innovation aspect. Absolutely. So what from Kyndryl's perspective, what are some of the main IT complexities that you do see companies really grappling with?
Large enterprises have, at any given point in time, a million moving parts, which is a cliche statement, but it's the reality of the statement.
Absolutely.
So at that point in time, each application is housed in its own siloed infrastructure, or it could be a hybrid solution where it could be in cloud, moving on to an on-prem solution, a combination of those.
Sure.
So IT infrastructure modernization is the key focus that Kyndryl provides as an offering. Kyndryl is practically the number one infrastructure service management company in the world at this point in time. We take that experience and apply it onto the infrastructure landscape modernization for the clients. And all the applications that is actually enabled to the infrastructure. So application modernization, infrastructure modernization, and cloud modernization, this triaging is what helps our client to not only take care of the current problem they are looking to solve, but also scale at a point in time.
Yes, wonderful. But I'd love to get you in on this. So, of course, we're talking about the challenges here. But one of the biggest factors that impacts any organization of any size is the role that data plays, right? So how does Kyndryl really step in to help organizations manage their challenges when it comes to data strategy? Any examples that you'd like to share?
So digital data is of paramount importance of most companies right now, right? Digital data helps you to understand the customer better. It helps you to identify new opportunities. It helps you to build new products. It helps you to stay competitive, and it helps you to drive your operational efficiencies, right? So Kyndryl's data and AI solutions help to build a strong data foundation. It helps to accelerate your AI and ML use case discovery, implementation, and it also helps the the customers get greater value from their organizational data, and of course create new revenue avenues, right? We in Kyndryl are way into POCs and pilots and production implementations with our customers from various industries of our data and AI solutions, and we are helping them drive business impact at scale.
Yes, wonderful. Efficiency, of course, is the key here. Yes, wonderful. So, Jay, we've understood so much about what Kyndryl does across the board. But of course, the impact that you're looking to have cannot only be short-term, right? So what are some of the long-term strategies, and how do you really help organizations with a long-term perspective to ensure that innovation, efficiency, and all these factors are really at the heart of what they do?
That reminds me of the current platform that we are again co-creating for the larger audience in the Indian population. It's a gender data observatory. What is the current state of women and children in India when it comes to financial services space?
Yes.
Having said that, the policymaker at one point in time, the key stakeholder, has taken the data and then provided certain policies to be implemented. And that, is it actually getting implemented on the ground? Is the financial institutions, the networkings, all of them, are they contributing to the implementation of the policy?
Yes.
That is where the future is. So first is we have to find out whether the policy is getting effective.
Yes,
If not, the hotspots that is available, how do we actually look at the core of the problem, the root cause analysis being done, and take those information and expand that so that subsequently when the implementation is upgraded for the policymaker, the hotspots actually get removed and move on to the next hotspots. That's the kind of strategy we actually go work with our client. It's not about today's problems getting solved. It's much easier that way. If the policy has to, into 2047, if we have to be at a certain scale of adoption of financial services in India for women per se, it's a early 3-year, 5-year journey.
Absolutely.
And we plan with the client in that kind of a time frame.
So wonderful. Thank you so much. Jay, before we wrap up, of course, no topic on the future outlook and future perspective can be held without talking about the future of technology, right?
Absolutely.
So here we're talking about AI, quantum computing, for example. Can you just give us a little snapshot in your vast experience of what impact this is really going to have on businesses at the end of the day, and what role Kyndryl is going to play here?
I'm quite happy at the intersection in Kyndryl at this point in time where we have got guilds being formed. Guilds are, in Kyndryl's point of view, knowledge bodies being created where the contributors or stakeholders from the industry, from the academia, from the industry, SME segment, the clients also contribute to it. So we have a quantum guild which has been formed about a few quarters back in Kyndryl, wherein which we are forward-looking from the point that catching with Payal's point of view, next 3 years, next 5 years, next 10 years down the line, what's going to be the use cases that quantum is going to be impacting in the real world, in the enterprises that we are having clients as. AI is already getting mature, it's getting evolved. And there's already a certain point it's going to hit its speed breaker and then stop. Quantum is going to change the entire model from the current two-dimensional approach of the AI into multi-dimensional approach on quantum. And we are in that, just in the verge of trying to get grants around it. As you know, quantum is multi-dimensional. It needs to have its physical engineering computing to be aligned first, subsequently the use cases, and then create a pattern out of it in machine learning. So that journey is already started, and we are now working with industries who are actually pioneers in this space, the academia, especially in India and in IITs in India, understanding what use cases can actually be started. That's where we are at this moment.
All right, wonderful. That's really exciting. So looking forward to seeing where the future goes with quantum computing and the rest. Thank you so much, Payal. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you here today. Thank you for sharing all your insights. All right, on that note, that's all we have for you in this very special episode of Kyndryl and ETCIO presents GenAI Advantage. Until next time, many thanks for watching.